What's up, everybody? This is Joe, and I want to welcome you to the Backyard Boss. I don't have theme music, so anyway. I'm an admitted barbecue junkie. I've tried smoking a lot of experimental stuff. I just love the taste of smoked food, much to the dismay of my wife, who does not like smoky food.
You can't smoke everything, Joseph.
Why not? Actually, I'm the only one in my house that likes smoky food. I've even done some competitions. Competitions are really fun if you've ever done any. It's all about the moonshine and the crazy drinking late at night. So you don't have to do competitions. They're really expensive. They're really time consuming. They can be very fun, but you don't have to do all that. Also, I want to be clear that I didn't win any of the competitions I did. I didn't even get a call. But that's okay. I met some really cool people. I learned some really cool things. Here's something I learned from the most winningest man in barbecue competition, Mr. Myron. I have his cookbook, and I cook what he calls cupcake chicken, but with a twist. So this is his signature look, or was at least until others started doing it too. I never did this for any comps that I did for any turn-in boxes, but I do it regularly for backyard cooking. Found this cool mini muffin loaf tin or mini bread loaf tin that chicken thighs fit in perfectly. If you use the round muffin tins like Myron does, you have to do a lot of trimming and removing bones to get it to fit in, but my way is a little easier. You also have to scrape fat from the underside of the skin, which is my least favorite thing in the world to do, but I will show you how to do that later in another video. I deviate from Myron's recipe a little bit by lining the tin slots with butter, which adds moisture, flavor, and prevents sticking to the side of the pan. Today I'm trying duck fat, which has a higher flash point and can take more heat and does not get overly brown like butter can. So I'm testing that out to see how it works out. Here's another cool hack. I generally brine my chicken overnight before cooking it to make it tender and juicy. And all a brine is that you're melting equal parts of sugar and kosher salt, even though it's not going to have a sweet taste. In a pinch, and if you are pressed for time, you can use a ready-made injector like this one and to add flavor deep inside the chicken. I follow his recipe of inserting the thighs in the muffin pan skin side up. I then smoke them at 300 degrees for about an hour and a half, which gets smoke on the top. And then I flip them skin side down and smoke them for another 45 minutes. That way you get some smoke on the bottom, which has been braising. When you flip the chicken, you also help soften the skin up by braising it in those juices, which helps for a clean bite through, especially if you've scraped fat from the underside of the skin. This method of cooking is really easy to do and gets consistent results. You end up both imparting a light smoke and braising the chicken at the same time in its own juices and in the butter, or in this case duck fat, for a tender and juicy texture that holds its shape when it's out of the pan as well.
They gravitate to the truth, the universe shows them. Recalibrate the youth, prove they're worth golden. Reanimate from the booth, exclusive when I'm touring. Fabricate a groove to move you with a decorum. Early bird gets the worm, you still in the bed snoring. I'm out on the prowl, 8-cylinder, 16-valve, turbo. Been in these corners with slick verbals on you turtles. Still tighter than your mom's girdles. Flow tropical, add 3 dimensions to your optical. Obstacles set up to stop me, it's not possible. Ice bears move like top captains, kirked up, Prince Pole.